The 2023 Steelers rookie class has been outstanding. The Steelers have had amazing contributions from some of these players. And the Pittsburgh Steelers rookies just continue to shine as we move through this season. And I expect them to continue to get better as we move forward. But let's talk about one in particular, Nick Herbig, outside linebacker. Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. Let's talk about Nick and what he's done and what he's provided for this defense in his limited amount of opportunities here so far in 2023. This video was kind of a special request video from one of the subscribers on the channel. They asked if we could do some content on Nick Herbig, and I thought that it was an amazing idea, and I really wanted to talk about him anyway. So let's break down what Nick has done. Nick has been able to provide a spark when he's in there. A guy that really gets limited opportunities playing behind an Alex Highsmith and a TJ Watt, a Marcus Golden, another quality veteran that's provided some big-time plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Nick Herbig has never complained, and he's kept his head down, and he's worked and worked and worked. And now you're starting to see some of that work translate on the football field here in the regular season. We saw it in the postseason. Nick was everywhere. Every time he had an opportunity, he was either sacking a quarterback, tackling for loss, or just causing disruption. Things you don't see on the stat sheets. Just pressure, making that quarterback uncomfortable. He's super fast. He has that quick step like TJ Watt, that initial burst that really gets him around those tackles. And that's something that you can't teach. You cannot teach those things. He has that quick step, that instinctual movement that gets him around those tackles in a way that others cannot. And also, you're starting to see that TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, those players are starting to rub off on Nick Herbig, especially in the film room. Last weekend against the Bengals, when he got in there, he was able to break off a Tampa 2 type coverage that he was in. He was guarding the flats, and he was able to come up and really stick Jake Browning once he was on the run and get a big time sack for loss that really changed the momentum in that football game. The Steelers are really starting to rely on Nick Herbig and starting to trust him. And what does he do? What does just the sheer presence of a guy like Nick Herbig do for that Steelers defense? It allows them to rest a TJ Watt, an Alex Highsmith in down and distances that may not be super significant, and still really not have that big of a drop-off. When Nick Herbig is able to cause disruption and put pressure on the quarterback, they still have to think about it when TJ or Alex isn't in the game. Then just say you add him with a TJ Watt. You add them both on the field at the same time. The amount of speed on the edges is tremendous and super, super hard to cover and defend if you're an opposing offense. And the Steelers are starting to figure that out. They're starting to trust Nick Herbig enough to be in significant moments. And I think as the season moves on, you're going to continue to see him in more and more and more packages. You're going to continue to see him dispel guys like TJ Watt more and more. But Nick Herbig is becoming a smart football player. When you're able to recognize what that offense is doing in terms of pass coverage, or passing and running, and what they're able to do, and really keeping your eyes on that quarterback and reading what the quarterback is trying to do, it shows a level of football intelligence that is hard to teach. And it takes usually a couple years for guys to get that. But you're seeing a young Nick Herbig get that now. And that should be exciting for Steelers fans. Nick Herbig is a guy that really, you can tell, wants to play, really wants to be a teammate, really wants to step up when the team needs him. A guy that is all about the team, and that's what the Steelers need right now. Team guys. Guys that really are excited to play for this football team. Really excited to be just part of the unit. And Nick Herbig's speed and agility and the way he's starting to become a smart football player is just what the Steelers need. You can't rely on Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt to constantly be in there 99% of the time. Herbig and Golden coming in and able to give TJ and Alex that breather. especially before big significant series. When you're getting down in the fourth quarter and the Steelers are going to need a big stop and you need to know, hey, I'm going to be able to put these two edge rushers in there and they're going to be able to spell my guys. That way when Alex and TJ come in for that last and final drive for a team, that they're so fresh that it's like the beginning of the football game. And then, what does that cause? Big turnovers. And Nick Herbig, I don't think, even realizes what significant role he's playing right now. When you're able to keep a TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith healthy throughout the season, that's big. And that has to play on Nick and Marcus Golden. They've definitely helped keep those guys healthy. You've definitely noticed that the motor of Alex and TJ has not started to diminish, even though we are in the final 6 of the regular season. This is going to play big in the playoffs. This is going to play big role whenever the Steelers have fresh outside linebackers, and most every defense in the league, by the time they get to the playoffs, they're so beat, bruised, and battered. And it's not really big defensive football. And the Steelers are going to have that. They're going to have a fresh unit. They're starting to get guys back. They're starting to get healthy at a pivotal juncture of the season. But let's really talk about Nick again. Let's really break down what he's doing. A guy like Nick is like TJ, if you really think about it. He's able to play in pass coverage. He's not a liability in the run game. And he's able to rush and make the passer uncomfortable. And he comes up with timely, smart sacks. What more can you ask for? A guy on his rookie deal. A guy that's really in that room studying with TJ, asking him questions, really trying to let TJ mentor him. He realizes and identifies that TJ Watt is the best outside linebacker, the best pass rusher in all of football. And he is absolutely taking advantage of that situation. You see him week after week. Every time you notice a rep from him, limited they are, but every time you notice a rep, every time he's in there, he does something a little bit better. And this is only going to mean good things for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they move down through the years here. You have Nick Herbig on a rookie deal. Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt got paid, but they are getting older, and you're not going to be able to have them forever. And Nick Herbig provides that next generation, that next player to step into the role of that great next edge rusher for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It gives the Steelers flexibility in terms of if Alex Highsmith's deal starts to run low, he's getting older, maybe he lost a step, the Steelers are able to insert Herbig. Same for TJ Watt. TJ gets a significant injury or he just ages out. Nick Herbig is going to be able to step in there. In the meantime, he's going to be able to keep these two guys, these two elite edge rushers that they have right now, fresh. And be able to keep them possibly extending their career. Keeping them fresher longer. And if you're TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, you should be so thankful that you have a guy like Nick Herbig, a guy like Marcus Golden, that has come in this season and provided a level of depth that they've not had. A level of depth that is going to prolong their careers. And that is just something special. Nick Herbig in the pass game, I really like the way he plays. He really comes out, covers guys, doesn't allow his guy to just run free. He's aggressive in nature, and that's all you can ask for, especially from the way the Steelers play a 3-4 outside linebacker. He has to be able to do it all. A 3-4 outside linebacker has to be special in all areas, has to be a playmaker. And if you're going to run a 3-4 defense, that's the way it has to be. You have to have big-time playmakers on the outside. And Nick Herbig fits just like a perfect piece of the puzzle. He fits perfectly. And his intelligence level on the football field starting to really shine through is something that doesn't happen often with rookies. You can tell that he's in there and he studies every week and he is ready for the opportunity. And what's going to happen with Nick Herbig if his number's called to play a more significant role? He's going to be ready. Because he's studying every week. He's ultra focused, ultra competitive on the task at hand. Nick Herbig is going to be special for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to probably be special by the end of this season. He's going to continue to make big plays. And continue to contribute and spell Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. And he's going to start to get in some big moments. He's going to start to get in some maybe 3 outside linebacker sets. And the Steelers then become more exotic. more, a little different in how they play football. Whenever you're able to get a guy like Minkah Fitzpatrick back, the emergence of a Nick Herbig, the quality veteran in Marcus Golden, players like that, Trenton Thompson even, you're going to start to be able to mix and match personnel that's going to allow you to put looks on the football field that opposing offenses haven't seen. They're not going to know what to do with it. And that's going to create big, big plays, especially really late in the season. And you're going to start to see that, guys. And I want you all to start really paying attention to the packages the Steelers put on the football field. You might not start to see it here in these stretch of games to where they should win them. But when they start to get toward that Baltimore game, that final game of the season, and hopefully they're fighting for the division title, you're really going to see some of these things. As some of these things pop out, especially in the playoffs, you're going to see some things that are mind-blowing, some different looks, some different ways the Steelers blitz and attack opposing offenses. It's all setting up perfectly for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, especially now that they're getting healthy and with the emergence of a young Nick Herbig. All right, guys, we'll talk more about Steelers rookies as we progress through these next 6 weeks. We'll pick a different guy each week and talk about these Steelers rookies and the significant impact that they're having across the football field. But until next time, I want you guys to remember we are dropping another show today. Not only this one on Nick Herbig and his amazing talents, but we're dropping another show today with one of our subscribers. His screen name is The Dude. He's going to come on. We're going to talk Steelers. We're going to talk keys to victory against the Cardinals. We're going to introduce you to him, get you all involved in what he's doing in his life and let you know what's going on with him. And we're going to have him as the co-host here for a couple shows here and there. And hopefully things work out, and hopefully he becomes a more permanent fixture in the channel, especially to add more content to the channel and give you guys more things to watch. And you might not have to hear my voice all the time. But anyway, we're going to bring the dude on. It's something we're trying here on the channel to add some more spice, add some more flavor to the channel, add some more quality content for you guys to view each day. And that will only increase the amount of uploads that we make also with adding another person to the fold here on Mike Drop Sports. So keep an eye out for that video. It'll drop sometime tonight, this evening, because the dude is on Hawaii time. I'm on the East Coast time near Pittsburgh. So we're going to have a little bit of a time lapse. So we're going to work on it after I go and coach my son's basketball game today at 10 a.m. So after that, once the dude's done with his family stuff, we're going to go ahead, get on, film. I'll edit it quickly, get it out to you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to maybe have him on live or something too. So you guys can start to beat us with questions, comments, concerns about the Steelers, and we'll have some great conversation about it moving forward. All right, guys, until next time, until later today, peace.